Are DVDs dying? Well, it's not a question many people are asking, primarily because they're such an integral part of our everyday life. Asking if DVDs are dying might as well sound like if asking toasters are dying. But see, I'm asking this because it's a genuine question that I don't think many people are addressing. With the popularity of streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime and competitor platforms like Blu-ray or UHD, are DVDs still really needed in the digital age? Well, to answer that, let's first go back to the far off time of
You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everyone. 10 minutes after the hour. This is the time of the morning when we check out the hottest new gadgets and gizmos on the market. And of course, our gadgets and gizmos guru, Bud Myers, in this morning.
How you doing?
And we're talking home theater equipment. I guess that's on a lot of men, women's Christmas lists.
Yes, and I hope Santa Claus is watching today because this is what I want under my tree.
Okay.
We're in the middle. We're in the middle of one of the largest and most successful consumer electronics introductions right now with a product called DVD.
Yes, this is the new wave of the future. Isn't this the way the industry's going to go?
That's right. It's a digital video disc system.
The DVD was initially introduced to replace the prominent VHS and Laserdisc formats at the time. It had the compactness, maybe even more so, of the VHS, the memory capabilities of the Laserdisc, and boasted higher qualities along with cheaper costs, at least with the latter. And to be honest, things seemed to be pretty good. Most major production companies started releasing their films on DVD, especially because it was so easy to do. And the most protuberant thing that might have got in the way of yourself when watching DVDs was the price of the actual players. The most costly DVDs, though, might only go up to $25, and that would most likely be the case for box sets or limited editions. The DVD format got ever more prominent in the film industry over the following years. In 2002, DVD sales topped VHS sales for the very first time. Consumers spent $4.6 billion buying DVDs, and 1 out of every 4 homes were equipped with a DVD or DVD VHS hybrid player. By 2006, the format had reached its peak. There were over 1,129 million DVD sales to consumers. However, it turned out that this crescendo marked the end of the reign of DVD.
Movie buffs are rushing to upgrade to high-def video disc players.
What do they say about the picture quality?
Wow. Wow. Can I get that in my house?
But they first got to choose between 2 new competing formats that are changing the way we watch movies.
There's nothing out on the horizon that seems to be better than this.
Blu-ray and HD DVD players are essentially the same in picture and sound quality. Where the difference lies, and it's a big difference, is the number of titles available in each format.
How easy is it for me to go on Netflix or Blockbuster and click on the movie I want? Does it come in Blu-ray or HD? And right now there's a lot more available in Blu-ray.
The format wars was a term used in the late 1970s and early 1980s to describe the period of competition between different tape formats, primarily those of VHS and Betamax, but also incorporating less popular and more expensive formats such as Laserdisc. That's a blast from the past if you remember Laserdisc. Aesthetic, am I right? 2005 marked a second and less prominent format war to decide what would be the most definitive HD format for films. HD DVD or Blu-ray, or HD VHS if you're a sociopath. Both of these formats, however, overshadowed the modest and unassuming DVD, eventually leaving it in the dirt. 2007 marked a decline in DVD sales, with many abandoning the format to adopt tendencies for either Blu-ray or HD DVD. Many presume the format wars ended in 2008 when Toshiba announced that they would stop producing HD DVDs and Blu-ray became the overall prevalent format for watching HD films. But people still downplay the importance, or maybe lack thereof, of DVD in the whole debacle. The format all but died out and was left alone to pick up the pieces. Sales eventually reached a standstill in 2008 until the next advancement in film viewing was announced: film streaming. 2008 marked the introduction of Netflix's streaming platform, despite the company starting off with simple film rentals. The following year of 2009 introduced LoveFilm as a similar streaming platform. Additionally, there were 650 operational premium VOD services in Europe alone at the end of the same year. It's also worth mentioning things like iPlayer in the UK, which was launched in 2007. All this goes to say that people were starting to be able to see films when and where they wanted. There were no strings attached as opposed to DVD or even Blu-ray, where the only real ways you could watch these films on out and about or at your friend's house was on take your laptop everywhere or purchase a relatively expensive and not so versatile portable DVD player. There were literally and figuratively no strings attached to online streaming other than offline streaming unless you wanted to watch films illegally. And so that brings us to today. There are multiple ways to see your films, and to be quite honest, DVD seems like a rather archaic format to keep holding on to so intensely. Or is it? As a film attentive 7-year-old with divorced parents, I ended up being a pretty spoiled child. I mean, I hope not ludicrously so, but every time my dad came to visit us, or whenever we went to meet him in South Africa some years later, I would end up buying as many DVDs as humanly possible. At a point, my mum said to stop buying so many because they were clogging up over 2 pretty big shelves in our sitting room at the time, and I mean, it was a pretty massive amount for an 8-year-old to have when he could just get other people to torrent them. Anyway, years later, this leaves me with a whole bunch of DVDs I probably will never end up watching again. I mean, sure, it looks pretty cool on display, but who in this house, where everybody is over 12, is ever going to take an hour and a half, maybe more, out of their day to watch Firehouse Dog? I mean, has anybody ever watched Firehouse Dog since 2008? See, these are all the DVDs I bought between 2013 and 2015. It's a pretty sizable amount, right? These are all of those films that I've watched in 2016 and 2017. And these are all those films that I've watched in 2016 and 2017 on DVD. So yeah, it looks cool that I've got these 50 or so DVDs on display, but like, am I ever gonna watch them again? That leads me on to the next and kind of final part of the video.
Oh, necromancer, put a spell on me.
So, I get the majority of this video has been negative, so let's discuss some pros of DVDs to even the whole thing out. First, obviously, sound quality in DVD is far superior to streaming, at least on shady websites like Putlocker. You guys use Putlocker, right? I bet you guys use Putlocker. I'm more of an F-movies fan myself. Or even if you're watching a film on TV, where majority of the time the films will be shown in a 2-channel audio format, as opposed to the 5.1 audio you'll find on most DVDs or films on a similar format. Plus, you're getting it for a cheaper price than Blu-ray, and it's basically the same thing, unless you're getting 7-channel audio. Anyway, even if the image quality isn't great, you still got one thing with a similar point of comparison. Secondly, something that I guess a lot of people care less about is the fact of sentimentality and collection. I mean, you can't really say you're a film fan without at least a part of a shelf dedicated to DVDs you probably bought on sale or used just for the sake of display. Secondly, let's get on to sentimentality. I kind of think of it like this. I haven't even watched this DVD of Robots since 2010. But I would never even think of giving it away for the simple fact that Robots was the first film I've ever seen. And on a kind of similar note, this Lion King DVD was the first DVD I bought, and I remember watching it at least once a month when we bought it, and sometimes even on repeat. And finally, of course, well, DVDs are just pretty cheap. You can get essentially any film in the world for sometimes even less than $5. Or you could just go down to a used DVD store or a charity shop and get some pretty decent films for an insanely cheap price, like £1. But, I mean, what good is all of that when there are still so many flaws with the format? First of all, DVD is slow. You have to find 3 different cables and hope one of them works when you pull the wire hard enough, then realize when it doesn't that you need to fetch your laptop from upstairs instead of using the DVD player, wait 3 minutes for it to actually start up, and then realize you haven't used it since 2013, so that's probably going to take a while, plug it into the TV with at least 2 wires, find the film, wait for VLC to open, then wait through 10 minutes of adverts, by which point you're already like 17 minutes into Iron Man 3 on Netflix. DVD puts you on a time limit. Who has that time? You say it'll be done in 2 hours, but instead it's 2 hours and however long the production company wants their adverts to be. I mean, even VHS realized that, hey, we should probably just let people, see the film and skip through the adverts. I get it. Promotion and budgets and all that. But seriously? Secondly, a problem I find with a lot of DVDs I brought from the UK recently is the lack of special features, something that used to be a great addition to some of my favourite movies when I'm watching them on DVD. I understand there's a problem with space, another big issue, but they don't even really sell 2 disc sets when extra features are on the disc to promote the film. And I love it when there are extra features, when there's another disc that you find in the package, but it's very rare these days. I've got like 3 DVDs recently, like in the past 5 years, that actually have that. And my final con is that there's a lack of versatility in DVDs. It sucks. There's really not much of a difference between streaming on Netflix, where you pay £7 a month to watch an unlimited amount of movies, and buying or watching a DVD, paying £7 to watch the movie with worse quality and a couple extras that they just released online anyway as promotional material. I feel that instead of going forward with the times, DVD is just going backwards and letting other people surpass it. It's like that self-destructive friend who drinks alcohol in school, and you know they're better than that and they have potential, but right now they're just rolling around on the floor chugging vodka mixed with Fanta and giggling uncontrollably. I wish I could see DVDs going forward in a time where they seem to be degressing, but it just doesn't look like they're going to change, and it's just, well, it's kind of sad. I guess such is life. In conclusion, I don't think DVDs will die just yet. DVD sales are still up and they show no real sign of stopping. Sure, we are getting new formats, but the somewhat older generation that aren't as well internet savvy as us prefer to stick to their old media, and I can't hold them against them for that. Some people even still watch films on VHS for similar reasons, along with the whole sentimentality thing I mentioned earlier. But basically, DVD is around for the foreseeable future, and I think we just better deal with it. Hello! Oh hey, look who's come to join us. It's me from the past. What?
Get it? I just spoke German.
No, you didn't.
Anyway, what are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. I was just finishing making a video for my YouTube
You have a
channel.
YouTube channel? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool, my
I
guy.
guess it is pretty cool.
Is it like Amazing Phil?
Okay,
That's my
enough
favourite
information
YouTube
because
channel.
nobody cares. What exactly do you want?
Well, I just got Guardians of the Galaxy on DVD. Do you want to watch it? You're going to keep being a loser.
You know what? Yeah. Why not? Cheers, me from the past.
By the way, do you still listen to My Chemical Romance?
Shut